Hey, Kirk. Corey Rada from the Hawkeye of the Storm. I think I caught this correctly at Big Ten Media Days. You mentioned with Brendan's skill set, potentially having a package ready for him even if he doesn't win the job. Is that maybe some of the Tim Lester effect that he kind of feels utilizing, like you said earlier, your best players? Could that come into play at quarterback with Brendan and potentially with Marco's skill set?
Yeah, I mean, Tim's done a great job. Let me say that right now. He's a great person, great coach, great enthusiasm. The players respond to him, and but, we've had a lot, I'd say this, we've had a lot of good people coaching here. And I just think that's good football. If you got a guy who can do something, then you're going to try to, maybe carve out a package or at least be ready. And right now, we'll just let everybody keep competing and see what happens. But whoever's in the game, hopefully you're going to steer things a little bit to accentuate what they do best. And there are some certain things that you may not want to do just because they don't do them well. So that's part of the package. But, he's off to a great start, and he is a good athlete, and he's versatile, and seems to be, really poised under pressure. And he's feeling some pressure. He's getting it from the defense. So it's good to watch guys react.
I know you've been asked this, I'm sure, a couple times today. Just with the quarterbacks that you have, what do you like from the two main guys, and what have you seen so far?
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, Cade's it's been fun watching him, battle for getting back to playing football. I've done it. Everyone's done it, and he's had some really good days where he's confident early on. He was a little shaky in the pocket. He's calmed down. Now he's moving in the pocket really well, like he's done for years and years and years now. Sully played football last year. He does a really good job in the pocket, but he's learning the brand. He didn't get to be around here in the spring like Cade did. So it's been fun to watch both. They're both playing at a pretty high level right now. And it's fun for me to figure out what they can do. Like we ran a play the other day that we ran in the spring, but Cade threw it a little bit late, and it was his first time ever running it. It was rep one for him, and not rep one for our offense yet, but it was rep one for Cade, and everything for Sully's rep one. So the more reps we can get, we really challenge them in walkthroughs. We're trying to get as many reps as we can, because muscle memory is a real thing. And to watch them continue to get better every single time they do something, they're committed to it, and it's been fun to watch them battle.
When I took this position, what I tried to do was think of guys that I have a ton of respect for within the profession that have coached the position, think of guys that I played with that have played the position, pick their brain on as much as I could. There's so much knowledge out there, and as a coach, you're constantly trying to gain as much knowledge as you can, because then you can become a better coach and you can teach the guys at a better level. And so there were certain things that I tried to reach out and collect some information on, and then build that with the experiences that I've had, and try and put it together.
Is there any guys in particular you can share who you talked to?
Just previous guys that I've worked with, previous guys that, like I said, that I've played with. It's a decent amount of guys that I have a good amount of respect for. That conversations that we'll catch up here and there, and then something might lead to, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What did you do in this situation? And so it was a decent amount of guys.
Was there anything like technically you feel like that maybe you in the past last season wasn't going right, that you just little fixes that can help you guys moving forward? Or
I think what I did was look at the position, what we're asking the position to do, and then make sure that everything that we're doing within a practice structure, within a meeting structure, is emphasizing that, so that whatever is being asked of them from day one when Tim came in and we put the system in place, what's their job, how do they do it, and then once I teach them how to do it, then they put it on tape and now emphasize the consistency to come with it. And so it wasn't anything specific that I looked back on. I more took, this is my role, this is what we're doing, and what are all the details within what we're asking them to do. And then whether it's practice or meetings, everything we do, it's going to be done for a reason, so that they can continue to get better at that.
You never know when your number is going to get called. It seemed like that was the story for the tight end room last year. Everyone's got a little bit of action. How comfortable are you with the depth in that room going into this year?
I feel really good about it. I think right now we're about 5 strong in that room, probably pushing 6 or 7. I think we got guys that can easily go in and play at a high level. And I think we got about 5 or 6 guys that are above the line. When I first got here in 2022, Luke Lachey and Sam Laporta pretty much played 100% of the reps. And then the next year it got even better. Last year we played about 5 or 6 tight ends. If you look at the Wisconsin game, we're down. Luke Lachey, obviously, he got hurt third game of the season. Eric All goes down during the Wisconsin game. Addison Entringer didn't travel because he had a medical issue. So you're down tight in 1, 2, and 3. So 4, 5, 6 had to step up.
Cole Marsh is transitioning from having played quarterback most of his football career at Waverly Shell Rock to 1 year a tight end, and then he's at Iowa training to be a tight end. What's that look like for him?
It's going to be a process, because you look at, we got two guys like that in the room. You got Cole Marsh, then you got DJ Vonneman. You got those two guys in the room that were really big athletes. But when you look at Luke was the same way, where he played quarterback, played some receiver, played some safety. And that's the thing, to get guys in the room with the right mindset, big athletes. And once they get here, we can work on those little fundamental things on a consistent basis. But it's really important to get them in a room with the strength and conditioning staff. They're going to come in about 210 or 215. And then we just got to develop them physically and get them ready to go in terms of their mindset and the system.
Leighton Jones is showing some promising things at guard also. And so, yeah, Bo's been getting most of the 1 reps.
Do you see DeYoung as more guard, tackle? He's kind of played everywhere for you.
He has. And he's a huge asset right now. He's playing mostly tackle right now. He had a really good spring at tackle, kind of coming into his own. Playing confident, playing aggressive. We're trying to keep him on the edge. We can always move him inside, but we're trying to keep him on the edge as much as possible right now.
How beneficial is it to have like a DeYoung and a Ellsbury that can play multiple positions from a reserve?
Oh, it's huge. It takes away sleepless nights in the hotel the night before the game. When you have guys that have that pedigree and understanding of the offense and just experience, it's can't really describe it, but very valuable.
What have you seen from KP Brown? I understand he's maybe working at center a little bit
He
in
is,
camp, and
yeah.
what have you seen from him?
Yeah, about halfway through spring, he was working at guard. He was working at guard last year. About halfway through, Leighton Jones was working at center. And about halfway through spring, we just flipped them because they're too young, going to be redshirt freshmen. And we flipped them, and we really liked what we saw. So Peep has been working a ton of center right now with the twos, and he's doing a tremendous job. Every day's a new day for him, and he's getting better fast. He's a pretty talented kid. We always talked about not flinching. We always talked about stay the course. This isn't the time to panic. Back in 21 or 22, and that's easy for an adult to say. I've been through this type of rebuild, 5 out of 6 jobs. So I've seen this. I know what it smells like. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. So that's why I've never really wavered from the plan. I don't get affected much by the outside noise, but just because my experiences. Well, those kids, it was their first time going through it. So I have a ton of respect for those guys, and basically the 5 plus 2 guys that are probably the top guys right now. You're just seeing way more understanding and way more physicality in their play, and things that used to bother them aren't bothering them anymore. Now we've got the cool thing right now is we have that next tier of guys, which we haven't really had a next tier of guys for some time. We have that now with the Jack Dotzlers, the Trevor Lauk, Leighton Jones, Cade Pieper, that crew. You're starting to see those guys go through a little bit of ups and downs like the senior class did, but they're pushing fast. Pushing real fast. So, but yeah, it's just those little things you see, how they handle themselves on a daily basis, the professionalism in meetings, on the field, their competitiveness in practice. The fundamentals are getting sharper, way sharper. Their understanding of the offense is good. So now they can pour a little bit more energy into the competitive piece. And now that's when you start clicking.
Offense right here, defense over there for Pluto.
Where have you progressed the most, would you say? Maybe
I would
maybe
say
since the spring. We saw you in the spring game.
Yeah, I would say I
like you're
progressed the
growing.
most my pocket passing. Just learning reads, learning progressions, and then eliminating what not to do on certain coverages. Because I'm athletic, so I'll always have that to fall back on. But I've been able to understand coverages now, where to go with the ball. Because at the end of the day, I have to get the ball into the playmaker's hands, and that's what I want to do.
You try to pick Cade's brain, I'm guessing? I mean,
all the time.
In the playoff, sixth-year senior.
Yeah.
What does he teach you?
He teaches me a lot just based on how to approach the game, and then also just certain stuff he sees that are just really. I'm like, I never thought of it like that. I'm going into my second year, and I didn't look at that 3 technique that way, or something like that, or just based on our formations, he's seen it all. I mean, you can't fool him. So it's cool to just talk to somebody like that and ask him, hey, why did you do that? Why did you do that in that situation? So when I get in that situation, I'm better equipped to attack it.
Not to legislate the past, but was it hard? I know you were number 2 last year toward the end, but seeing the offense struggle like it, did you feel like you go out there and help at some point? I mean, was that?
I think as a competitor, you just want to do whatever you can to help the team win. But I trusted my coaches, and I stuck my head down and just kept working.
Just he real physical on the field too. For a little guy, he pack a punch too. So.
I heard that he had in high school the nickname of the the Hulk. Has that caught on here? Or?
We don't really call him the Hulk, but we call him Kamari. But he definitely, I would say his game somewhat similar to it. He actually physical for the little dude that he is. I wouldn't really say little, but yeah, so he gonna have a bright season, and he got a bright future.
Thanks, appreciate it.
No problem.
The fact that all 5 of the running backs stayed here, what's that say about the running backs and the culture here in this age where everybody seems to hit the portal?
It just shows that it's a good program, and we got a lot of good coaches. Especially our running back coach. He's a great coach. He's been to the NFL. He knows what it takes. It just shows how we all in the room to compete with each other, and we all let them push each other to be the best that we can be.
You ever see any clips of Liddell running as a Hawkeye?
Oh yeah, we watch him probably every other week. Truthfully,
there were some teams he played on that weren't very good, and he had some tough yards.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Liddell was a downhill runner. He had a lot of wiggle, man. He was very explosive too, physical. He was obviously a great running back. He played 10 years in the NFL, so that's self-explanatory.
So does that help with you guys? The fact that he did do that, does that give him credibility with you guys?
Oh, definitely. He can relate to certain things on the film. He can see stuff on the film that we might not see because he also played the game. He also great with the technique and fundamentals. So definitely.
Awesome train of thought.
Happens to me all the time.
Yep.
Go ahead.
How are you feeling about the offensive line so far?
I'm very excited. I feel like everything is moving forward. They progressing each and every week. I see how hard them guys go out there and work. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, Sean, yourself and a few of the offensive linemen a few years ago came in. You were young, and the last couple of years have learned a lot. How does it feel to kind of grow with those guys, and what do you expect to do this year after a couple of years ago?
It's actually crazy looking back from freshman year to now. We all came a long way. Just being in the dorms with them guys, seeing all them guys. They was always big human beings, but just seeing them guys continue to keep getting better and getting bigger, stronger, and more wise, and more experienced. So it's always a good thing to be out there with your class, the people that you came in with and finish with them. And I look forward to this season.
It's been a few years. You come out here, you're a leader. The media talks to you. As you look back as a kid wanting to be at this place, how does it feel to be, in this moment, going into this next year, knowing that you're somebody that people look at in the Iowa Hawkeyes?
I'm feeling very grateful. It's a blessing to be able to represent the Iowa Hawkeyes. I got a bunch of great teammates, a bunch of great coaches. It's an honor to be one of the faces of the team and try to help this program to continue to go forward.
I think the biggest differences have been in competitiveness, because it's really hard. I don't know. I think as a younger guy, I haven't realized how much the team's changed year to year. But this year, I think I've felt more physicalness and a lot more competition. I think at each position, and it's been really fun. The entire year of 2024 has been really fun. Spring practice it got started all the way in January with weight room stuff, but it's been really competitive, and you can't ask for more out of the guys than that. And just trying to get better every day, and especially in the trenches. I think we're very, very veteran on both sides of the ball, so we've been helping each other a lot, and learning from each other, and just trying to do what we can to get better.
Do you sense a different energy, especially on offense, with having a new OC? Is there a lot to adjust to, or do you feel like, boy, this team really has something special cooking up now?
Yeah, both. I think we got something special cooking, and it's just a matter of keeping that cooking. Keeping the stove on, and how satisfied we are with little successes versus what we're trying to chase is being a really good offense, and with differences in the tempo and the motions and all that sort of stuff, we've been able to attack different areas of the field, and I think it's been really beneficial. But as a line group, it's just about going out there and blocking somebody really hard. So we've just been really focused on that. But as an offense as a whole, it's definitely a lot different and a little more energy, I think, from the whole group.
Good job of running with the analogy. It seems like this year's offensive line especially has such a veteran group, so many guys who have starting experience, so many redshirt seniors it seems. Do you sense that just you guys have a different feel this year, just that there's a lot more maybe comfortability coming into the season knowing that you guys have so much Big Ten and in-game experience?
Yeah, I think honestly quite the opposite. I think there's less comfortability because there's so much competition in the room right now, and with so many veteran guys. I mean, we got at least 6 guys who can play, there's only 5 spots on the field, right? So that one guy is, even as old as you are, you're still competing for that playing time on the field. But as a group, we look after each other, and I think I've felt more off the field that we've been more connected, I think, than ever. And this is the oldest group that I've probably had since I've been here as a freshman in 2020. That might have been the 2020 year, might have been the oldest. But in terms of like a giant senior class of guys who have spent a lot of time on the field, like we've got it. And we've got young guys that are just really, they're working and scrapping, trying to push a lot of the older guys for playing time too. So, as a group, I think we're getting a lot better every day, and we always look after, and it's never personal. That's the biggest thing that I love about this group is, if another guy's in, you're cheering him on just as much as you are yourself. So
Cody Fox is an Eastern Iowa kid who's with this program now, freshman. I don't know how much time he's seen on the field, but what have you seen out of Cody Fox that makes him look special?
Oh, I love Cody. He's doing a great job. He's his biggest thing, he's so personable. I can tell he's got a great personality, and he's smiling. He's always happy, and he's always really focused on the field. I think that's a good thing too, because you can be a clown off of it, but once you step on this green grass out here, like it's serious stuff, and you can tell he really wants to be coached and wants to get better. And I think he's loved being a Hawk fan his whole life. His older brother obviously was here, so he showed him a few things, but he's just trying to get better every day. And you love to see it from a freshman who's just going out there, just being a kid and playing as hard as he can. And we're getting him a little wired up with the fundamentals right now. So
I know it's only been 8 days, but what's just been your first impressions of Brendan, as he gets acclimated with the offense?
Yeah, he's done a great job. The funniest thing was the NCAA football game came out, and Cade had a faster speed rating than Brendan did. And I was kind of confused, but, Cade's shown some wheels too, but Brendan's pretty fast. He's got dual threat ability, I think, but in terms of leading the offense, like he's gone on some great drives during practice, and been really impressed to see him just get acclimated to the offense. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with every quarterback in the room right now. They're all kind of starting at ground zero. Coach Lester, I don't know if he brought any Green Bay Packers with them from Green Bay, but each of them is doing a really good job right now of commanding the huddle, I think, and then getting up to the line and adjusting based off the picture they see. But Brandon's done a great job.
How much of the game have you played on the topic at all, or any?
Zero. Okay. No, I haven't played any. I didn't have a next gen console, so it's like they paid us and then gave us the game, but basically the payment was to pay for a new console for me. So I just took that and did other stuff with it. Probably played some golf.
There you go.
I've been trying to humble myself as much as I can. As much as I've been in the games and had a lot of experience here, it's also at the same time I've not reached my potential to what I can be. So just trying to work at it every day and getting coached as hard as I can, and looking at the minor details. I don't want to miss any details this year. I've try to get off social media as much as I can, just trying to fully embrace Iowa football in the season and everything. And it's been really enjoyable this entire fall.
I think it's 147 combined starts by you guys.
Jeez, yeah.
I mean, you might be the most experienced offensive. I mean, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think of it, and I'm just really, I didn't know. I'm looking at Nick DeYoung. I didn't know him when I first came here. I didn't know him for the first kind of 2 years, and then we all went through it in 2022, and since years like that, and ever since Coach Barnett's been here, you've just felt the room change a lot, and at the same time, guys have been competing for a while, and I think we're poised just to go out there and really move some guys around this year. I think it's been really exciting to see a lot of the guys. We've had a pretty much full, healthy offseason. I think Logan and Jennings were out, but they were even as locked in as they could be, not playing and such. But with this group, it's all competition, and you just got to love to see it.
Mason, some call Jennings Dunker the most interesting man in college football. Can you just talk about him as a person a little bit?
I mean, some are probably right, but Jennings, he's the best. I mean, he's just, I don't know. I can't explain him because he's, sometimes he's a cartoon character and sometimes he's just like the smartest man ever. He's the best. And I love him so much. He cares so much about the guys, and, he's just been a great guy to have on the team. And, on the field, he works harder than anybody I've ever seen. And honestly, he cramps. The first part of camp, he was cramped. He got to have 3 full body cramps first 3 days of camp. Had to get forklifted by 4 trainers off the floor of the locker room. And so it's quite a journey with Jennings he's been on, but I'm excited to see what he does this year.
How about that mullet? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. Everyone likes it. I think he looked better with his other haircut, but I don't think he cares how he looks at all. And there's a couple other. There was a freshman. I don't think he's here. There's a couple other mullets on the team that I think are better. I don't know. He's just kind of got the side swoop. I'd like to see him go middle part or something, but it's red hair, so it pops definitely for sure.
I feel like the story just last year with this team is just injuries. You guys seem all healthy. I mean, how cool does that feel?
Yeah, we've been really blessed with that, and I think as long as we ride that wave, as long as we can, and guys are staying on top of it. I think the full off season for a lot of guys has helped out a lot too, and maybe the coach's manager reps in the spring or the fall, but having everyone healthy and everyone back and all the experience we have, you'd like to think it's going to help in the end, and at the same time, everyone's just trying to get as good as they can. On the field, off the field, the seniors especially are taking advantage of every moment they have with, the older guys, the younger guys, the whole team. And it's been really exciting to see as a whole team and us developing, into what we want to be towards the end of the fall.
Now, spring practice, we saw the run game and we saw the strides. You guys looked really good, obviously. What is your assessment of that at this point? I know it's only been, 8 days or so. What is your assessment of the run game overall, and just what do you think that this season's going to look like?
I love the run game. It's really clicking right now. I think we got a lot of guys who are playing fast, and that's the biggest thing on offensive line is we want to look as fast as we can. We don't recruit big fat slobs to come here and play offensive line, shuffle around, and grab people. We recruit guys who are athletes. Logan Jones, the Cade Peepers, the Ellsberries, the Dunkers. Surprisingly, is a good athlete, and Connor. You can go down the whole board. Everyone's a good athlete and has played multiple sports, and doesn't just sit on the couch all day. And back to the run game, but it's been really fun to see. Everyone's just coming off the ball, running as hard as they can, and I think the running backs are starting to figure it out too, because that's the biggest adjustment, I think. If you're on your track, if you get the handoff at a certain point, and something's in defenders right there, what are you going to do based off it? And the linebackers, they're seeing everything right now, and I think Coach Bett's done a really good job with them. And overarching, Coach Lester loves watching us move guys off the ball. Usually the first play of our unit meetings is a really good run play we had from the day before. So, he cares about it a lot. I think we're following suit with that.
I think it's a big part of a successful offense having a good run game.
Yes, definitely. If you can't run the ball, then, you're just going to stand back there and throw it 50 times. And, that's not what anybody wants. I guess not anybody, Mike Leach, may he rest in peace, but he wanted to do that. And, those air raid offenses and stuff like that. But for us, it sets up the play pass. The pass game gets easier because the guys are a little tighter because they're more worried about the run on first and second. So, it's not an end-all, be-all. If you don't run for 200 yards, you're not going to win the game. That's not the case, but it definitely helps a lot. So, yeah.
Are there going to be any other future Hawkeyes?
I sure hope so. Boy or girl, whatever they want to pursue, I think Iowa's a great place to come to no matter what. So I sure hope so. I think there will be.
Any future athletes or any of your siblings?
Yeah, no, my family's a big, lot of athletes. One of my sister, Elena, she dances. Maria, Sally, Catherine, they all play soccer and volleyball. George and Teddy, they're big football and baseball guys. So I'm sure we'll get another one here.
How often are we going to see them at the games?
You'll see them here at every home game. I'm pretty confident that maybe not my whole family, but at least some of my family.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of change, especially on the offensive side of the football. What has that been like, kind of being in the center?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, honestly. Just being able to be a part of something like that. And see, everyday guys just coming in and getting to work and doing it for each other and really just loving each other and enjoying every minute, like you said. And obviously we still got a little time left, but we're just all really excited to get to that game one.
Yeah, well, and I know Coach mentioned talking about having a new offensive coordinator, Coach Lester in there, and kind of he's been a pretty enthusiastic guy. Was that kind of you would describe as that enthusiasm trickled through the rest of the offense here?
Oh, absolutely. He's he's 100% a guy that if you're ever coming out to practice a little lackadaisical and you need leadership or an example of who to be like, he's definitely the guy that you'd want to look to.
Yeah. What as far as expectations go, do you feel more? I guess enthusiastic, excited. What are the expectation levels on the offensive side of the ball for this season?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think necessarily that we're necessarily looking at games and expectations and stuff like that. But I can definitely tell you every day, guys are coming out excited and hungry to work. Like I said, we're only less than halfway through camp, and so there's still a ton of time for improvement. And I think the biggest thing is just we're all coming out and fully just diving into the offense and the team and doing what we can to be ready for week one.
Does it feel there's probably a little bit of weight? I don't know if you would call it weight lifted on strong. Last year, obviously, there's a lot of talk on the offensive side of the points per game thing and all of that. Does it make a different feel this year? Kind of that stuff's kind of not being talked about as much, and you don't have to you can just focus on going out there and doing what you can do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, no matter what year, what era we're in, obviously the name of the game is to score points. And like I said, I mean, guys are coming to work every single day, just really trying to get us to the point where we can do that.
How excited are you about this new look of college football? And obviously, you guys are in the middle of this thing. You've got you have the two teams that play for the national title, both in your conference this year. And obviously an expanded playoff format. Does that add anything to it for you guys?
Yeah, I mean it's certainly exciting. College football is certainly a lot different than it was when I got to college.
Right.
But it is exciting for sure. I wouldn't necessarily say it's something that we're focused on every day, but just to kind of sit down and think about for 5 minutes here or there. It is really cool to see kind of where it's going and the opportunities that we have as players.
All right. Is it just how much are you looking forward to getting out there and getting that first? Like you said, it'll be here before you know it, but are you kind of taking it as a senior? You kind of relish each game as it comes now here this season?
Yeah, absolutely. And even every day of camp. Camp is a grind, but you get to this point in your career and you really just embrace every day and soak it in and really just appreciate the opportunity that that I have and we have as seniors to be a part of this team and hopefully do something special.
Are you feeling like this is going to be? I mean, this is the last year of football for you. You feel like there's chances here for you to go on and play beyond this season?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. You never know, but like I said, I in full truth, I haven't even really thought about that. I mean, I'm just so in depth and involved in this team and where we're trying to get to this year.
What do you enjoy to learn about besides just watching film?
I mean, in school, I really like doing chemistry. That's one of my favorite subjects in school. Yeah.
What's like? You ever done? What do you remember about that class? That was fun.
I thought organic chemistry was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty fun.
Okay. What'd you do in that class?
Do a lot of reactions.
Okay.
A lot of reactions and stuff and learning different functional groups and stuff. It's kind of boring, but I thought it was kind of fun. I was entertained.
Something explode in your face or something? Or not like
Not yet.
Nothing.
That'd be pretty sweet though. Well, I mean, it depends how close it is.
Okay. What is that part of like your post-football plans?
I mean, I'm getting my bachelor's in human physiology, and then I'll take my MCAT next summer.
Oh yeah.
So then I'll apply to med school at Iowa next fall. So.
What made you want to go into that?
I mean, I originally started as like PT because my mom's a PT, so I thought I'd want to do that. And then I was like, maybe I should just try to go to med school. So.
Okay. What kind of doctor do you want to be?
I'm thinking about doing like pediatrics, like probably something with like little kids.
Okay.
That's probably what I was going to do. So. Yeah.
Have you done any internships or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've shadowed a couple. I shadowed in the ER, and then also shadowed in like pediatric psychiatry. So the doctor that I was shadowed worked with like epilepsy, like kids with epilepsy. So, and then I've done a bunch of, I did some volunteer hours in the hospital, and I also did I worked in a research lab this summer. So, yeah.
What's been the biggest thing you've learned there?
Volunteering, or like, I guess the biggest thing I learned volunteering was kind of like how good we have it as, football players. Like we get to play a game and have a good time together, and a lot of those people, got a lot of stuff going on. So
I think I asked someone else's question, but do you have any irrational fears?
I don't know. Probably not, honestly.
Okay. Huh.
Besides cooked carrots, no.
Besides
Those just freak me out.
And what's a book or movie that's left that last impression on you?
James.
Probably Hot Rod.
Okay.
You ever seen that movie?
No.
I just think it's a true American story.
Okay.
About perseverance.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I'll look it up. And then finally, would you say you're the funniest guy you know?
Probably not. I think Jano is Josh Janowski.
Okay.
He's a pretty good time.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, man.
Yeah, of course.
Left guard is where I've been repping mostly during this camp, but I can play right guard, play tackle if they want me to. But right now, for right now, I'm just taking that left guard spot seriously.
Where would you see you've seen the biggest growth in your game, I guess, as a fourth-year junior?
I think, obviously, just like having that game experience helps a lot. Be in situations that you wouldn't be in practice sometimes, and just being able to perform and execute in those situations the best you possibly can. For me, particularly, I think. I'm gonna think about it. Probably just fundamentals. The fundamentals that Coach Ferentz, Coach Barnett has been teaching. I've just been taking a lot of effort, drive to get those perfected. Obviously, they're not perfect. We're imperfect guys playing in imperfect positions. So we want to just do as best as we possibly can each play.
Tight end's still got to be a very important part of this offense.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to do anything we can to be on the field and help the team win. So just doing wherever Coach Lester wants us to go, we'll be there.
It's been only 8 practices, but do you feel like things are starting to come along on the offensive side?
Yeah, for sure. Me personally, in the spring, learning the playbook was a little bit of a struggle just because it was all brand new. But now here at camp, I'm able to hear plays and just go out and execute.
What does this offense want to prove this year?
I'd say we just want to be relentless and give everything we got every game and never quit and just go out there and have fun every game.
What's kind of the biggest thing you took away from playing the 4 games last year?
The biggest thing I'll probably say is that really just being patient and just trying to work on consistency and learning new things. You can always learn, and just knowing that your time can come, and when it do, just be there for it.
Your coach was talking really complimentarily about your dad. How helpful has your dad been through all of this?
My pop's been super helpful. I really look up for my pop because it was really hard for him because, like I said, he lost his mom first, and that was the first time I ever seen him go through anything so emotional. So seeing him being so strong in that circumstance, I really took that to heart, and it made me feel like I should be stronger too.
What kind of time of year did that happen around?
Around later year 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when everything really. That's when my mom and dad are really bad.
Were you able to have a chance to say goodbye, or?
Yeah, I was able to say goodbye to my grandma. I didn't get to say goodbye to my mom. We were just told, I was like, it's crazy. But I did a week before though. I definitely got to see her before. So that last time, I made sure I told her I love her. Everything's gonna be all right.
What do you think she'd think now as you're kind of rising up the?
I think she would love what's going on. She always wanted me to explore and see something new. So me choosing Iowa, that was kind of for her in a sense, a way of me seeing somewhere new and going to a different place.
Obviously you got football now to think about for the next 4 months, but any kind of other adventures, experiences that you want?
I'm really down for anything they tell me to do. Volunteer. I had a lot of community service hours this year, so I'm down for volunteering and do anything really to help the community.
Were you the only football player with the farm, or were there other guys?
No, there was my boy Kenny Merriweather. He was also there with me. He was enjoying the moment with me, and we both we enjoyed our day, and we actually won a relay race, and I got a prize. I got a shirt. There was a hay bale. Somebody had to carry a hay bale, and then somebody else had to like hit a pole with like some tool or something. But it was fun.
You enjoyed the grain feeding?
Oh yeah. It was fun. The cows ran away because they see me coming fast. It was cool.
You could probably outrun.
Yeah. Maybe on a good day.
On the field, what are you hoping to accomplish this year?
Really just to be there for my team whenever my name is called, and when my name is called, I can provide and just do what I know best.
What do you want to show this season? Is that kind of what?
Yeah. I just want to show my speed. Really, I mean, especially for my size, I feel like not a lot of people can move like me at 6'5". I feel like that's just God given. So.
You're obviously the new position coach with John. What have your impressions been?
Oh, John's a great guy. I've grown really close with him over the spring and this off season, over the whole summer. But he's a really good dude. Very smart guy because he was a quarterback in college. But he definitely knows what he's talking about, and he's real personable. And I just love being around him. He's a great coach. So.
Have you seen Jarriett BuieHear? How have you seen him kind of since he?
Oh man, Jarriett BuieHear. I mean, it's kind of interesting because we've kind of rose to the top together in a way. Because obviously we're both in the same class, but he put on weight, I put on weight. He got faster, I got faster. It's kind of like we're twins almost. But he's doing really good. He looks really good. His releases, his route technique is really good. So. Yeah, Savannah, Missouri. Yeah.
I worked 6 years at St. Joe.
Really? Oh wow.
Probably about 5 years.
Yeah, I know. Because I transferred to Kansas City my senior year, so I used to be at Savannah.
So I covered MEC back in the early 2000s quite a bit.
Dang.
T. Rucker was there. I remember as a sophomore. T. real well.
For sure. Yeah.
So how'd you find out about Iowa? How did that all come together?
Oh man, so it was my senior year. It was towards the end of the season or after the season. I can't really remember, but my coach, Coach Sims, head coach for Park Hill, he's a really good dude. He's really good at getting connections with college coaches, and he actually got me connected with one of the coaches here, and then they started talking to me, asking me on a visit, and then they offered me on the spot on a game day visit. So
is that Cope at the time?
That was Copeland, yeah.
What's this offseason been like? I mean, going through learning a completely new offense, has it been fun, enjoyable, or has it been stressful because there's so much more verbiage that's different?
Definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say stress at all, honestly, because, the way Lester teaches it to us and, the way the offense is in general, it's really fun to learn and really fun to run it in general. So I feel like that's really good. And, the offseason went really good, bonding with the new incoming freshmen, the older guys just kind of coming more together as a team. So
I got younger guys coming up asking me what to do in certain situations or how certain things should be done, and whether it's on the field, off the field, and it's definitely special. I mean, when you're in this place, you want to give everything you have, and that's what I'm here to do, and I won't accept anything less.
And I know you have, a big personality outside of football, and you're very vocal, online about things. And football players, specifically here, haven't always had that platform. What does that mean to have that platform using for you?
Yeah, I think it's good just because, it's important for people to know that we're bigger than just football players. A lot of times out there, people only see us in the helmet, whether we make a tackle or miss a tackle, catch a touchdown, drop a touchdown. And, being able to use social media, being able to, speak my opinion, speak my thoughts, it's definitely big. And, I hope, other guys follow my example later down the road.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, big picture wise, what's it like just to have such a old veteran, and B, reliable defensive unit coming back, just doing some of the same things you've always been doing? What's that like, just be doing the same thing you've done the last 3-4 years?
I mean, it's definitely exciting, but at the end of the day, we can't rely on previous seasons. We want better results. We got to put in more work to go get that. And, we got guys that know what it takes. We know what we got to do, not just during the season, but during preseason to make sure our bodies and our mentals are ready for that challenge of the season. And, it goes back to the coaches as well, knowing the whole coaching staff staying intact, nobody's going anywhere. offers great communication. We got great leadership at the top, and it makes it fun to play with those guys.
Is that the difference? Like, is that the difference between a great defense and a historically great defense? Just never being satisfied?
I think so. I mean, my high school basketball coach always used to tell me, coach teams can be really good, but player coach teams can be really great. And, when you're out there on the field and you don't have to rely on a coach saying, hey, this is what you got to do in this situation. Like, you got guys that have seen plays before they even happen and helping you get in the right spot. I think that's what it starts with. And then, every day we focus on the fundamentals, doing the little things, because if you skip over that, then it's hard to really do anything else. So, like I said earlier, our coaches do a really good job of just not letting us be satisfied with things we've done in the past. And I think, like you said, that's what leads to those results.
When you talk about coaches on the field, you got a few fifth-year guys out there. Is there one or two, like, biggest coaches on the field?
I mean, obviously you can pinpoint the linebackers, but at the end of the day, we all do such a good job of, if I see something up front or Y sees something, he'll tell the backers. If the backers see something, they'll communicate with the back end sees something, they'll talk to all of us. So, we just play really well off each other, and it goes back to the experience thing. We know how each other likes to play. I think it's a big year for all of us, right? I mean, it's obviously can be easy to talk about the individual stuff, but at the end of the day, if our team's really good, then, anything that I or anybody else does gets magnified even more. So, I'm just focused on trying to get better every day right now, putting my best foot forward and, going out there and do the best I can this year.
How difficult is that task replacing guys like Joe and Logan up front?
Yeah, I mean, it's just as hard as it is on the field. It's hard. Equally as hard off the field. I mean, those guys are great leaders. Being in this program for 6 years is not for everybody. It's very tough, and I think it's safe to say they passed with flying colors. So I just want to follow their example. They did such great things and left great legacies in the room, and now it's on us to just keep carrying it out.
Who do you feel? I mean, obviously you, but who do you kind of feel else kind of stepped into their shoes and kind of taking on that role?
I think I really look at everybody that's had the opportunity to get on the field. That's what fall camp's about. It's supposed to be tough, supposed to be challenging, and we haven't had guys waver at all. Guys bring it every single day. Obviously I'm not in control of rotations or anything like that, but all we try to do is focus on the improvement side of everything.
As far as just your kicking and your hunting and your rest of that, what are you, maybe in first game, really truly focusing on? What aspect?
I think I just want to be myself, not try and live up to any expectation from Tori or the people behind me. Just want to do myself and take it in each game. Yeah.
As far as trying to pin it down deep, what are some maybe your goals?
Well, I obviously just want the best for the team, so if I can put it down to the one that puts my team in the best opposition to force I think it's called a safety, or is that what it's called? Yeah. Force a safety and then score for the team. So I want to do my best and do it, in the best interest of my team. Yeah.
You've been to the U.S. before?
Yeah, I have. This will probably be my 10th time, I think. Yeah. My mum was born in Arizona.
Okay.
So visited Arizona probably 7 or 8 times. I visited Texas last year, looked through a few schools, not for recruitment, just sort of get a sense of what college is like, and visit some other punters as well that were already there. I've never been to Iowa or anywhere in the Midwest. It's Texas and Arizona is where I've only been.
So the thing that they have in common is they're warm as well as Australia. Have you thought about what it's going to be like in the cold?
Yeah, I've been told it gets really cold late in the season. So, I've kicked in cold weather, like back where it's pro kick. It can get pretty cold in the mornings and very dewy. But under a bunch of pressure, that'll be interesting. But I think, I'll be able to do it. Thanks, guys.
You said you kind of want to be yourself. That's kind of what you're focusing on. You're wearing the same number as Tori. Is that something you did concertedly, or is number 9 just the number you wanted to pick?
I feel like any number between 30, or my teammates might give me stuff, but back home, any number between 30 was considered a pretty good number, and the number 9 seems awesome. It just, I guess, looks good on the jersey. I know there's a lot of legacy behind it, but
Yeah, I mean, it's my number now. That's just the approach I'm thinking. Yeah.
You didn't know what a safety was in the last question. You weren't 100% sure what a safety was in the last question. Talk a little bit about how you're familiarizing yourself with the game of football.
Yeah, so I played a league down in Australia to learn the game a bit more. Shout out to the Monash Warriors. But that sort of gave me a sense of like when I'm supposed to come out in third down, fourth down. Sort of gave me the speed of the game. It's not the same as the speed here, but it's just know when to go out for a hold or a PAT or a kickoff, learn all the types of holds and penalties. So I feel like I have a decent knowledge of it, but all these different calls and yeah, like I knew what a safety was. I just wasn't 100% sure if I was the right one that I was using. But yeah, I'd say I have a decent knowledge enough now to figure out the game. Yeah.
How did you get to be involved in the game of football?
So I was in Arizona, and I went to a kicking camp to sort of see how they would evaluate me as a kicker or a punter. AZ kicking and training is what they're called, and they said, yeah, you've got enough. Like you can go back and make something out of this. Like you can go join pro kick and give it a crack, and we think you could go like D1 is what they said. If you just trained with pro kicking for a couple of years or two. Yeah, that's sort of what I did. Yeah.
What got you to be a good kicker before you went to that camp? Were you playing Australian football, rugby, soccer? What were you?
I was playing Australian football, yeah. I said before, I was at the age of 9 that I started or first kicked the ball, roughly around then. And I quit Australian football, I think, when I was 18. And yeah, so 9 years of kicking a football, it was pretty easy to translate it into punting, yeah.
What's the difference in size of the ball from Australian football to American football?
Well, it's a lot easier to kick Australian football. I actually brought out Australian football for me and Drew to kick, and we've been kicking that in fall camp. And he says it's a lot easier than kicking one of the American footballs. It's just the fact that it's more round and it's not as the balls here are pointy and sort of harder, whereas the Australian footballs are pretty softer and easier to like. It's just nice to kick it on the foot. Yeah.
What's been the process of building a relationship with Luke as your long snapper been like since you got here?
Pretty good. He's my roommate in camp, so we have good chats. He's a great guy. Like I love Luke. I think he's a good leader as well amongst our specialist group. So yeah, I think Luke will be a great leader for me this year. And yeah, I think we'll get a really good bond going for this year too.
And then have you had any interaction with Torrey since he got drafted?
Yeah, we talk every now and then. I'm trying not to bother him too much with, I know it's his first year in the NFL, but we talked a couple of days ago just about some strategies and just to check in as well. Yeah, we talk probably once every couple of months about some things. Yeah, we keep in touch. Yeah.
Thank you.
This is like their year to really show out and contribute.
Kirk Ferentz mentioned sort of ascension of Pittman as well. What have you seen out of him this year, and what do you like about playing against him?
Pitt has a high energy, and he's a really smart guy. So I know that we all know that he can contribute and show off what he has.
I want to ask about Jeff Bowie, a kid who has been kind of waiting in the wings for 3 years, I think. He hasn't played a snap of football. What do you sense in terms of urgency out of him, or just hunger to get out there and get some actual in-game playing reps?
That's the one guy I forgot to add on with Luke Gaffney, Will, Bowie, and Jeremiah Pittman. He is another guy that's really, they're all showing up.
Where have you seen him grow, especially now that he's fully healthy, he's back, he's ready to go? What have you seen out of him? What kind of improvement over the last?
The game, it really isn't mainly physical. It comes on a real mental aspect, and that's where we've seen a lot of growth from everybody.
Any personal goals for the season yet?
Right. Personal goals are what it should be for everyone. Stay healthy and do your job.
Win as many games as possible.
That also adds to it.
Of course. Experience.
Playing defensive tackle, it's not a position we get a lot, like Jay Higgins. He gets a lot of tackles, gets recognition for that. You guys kind of do it unsung wise. Does that take a type of personality be like to free up the linebacker?
I guess the way you say that is unselfish, but really, stats aren't the big thing for me. I get a lot of like pats on the back. You get it from your teammates, and I think that's the best part about it.
How do you know when you're doing a good job? Is it that? Is it getting feedback from your peers?
That's what it comes from. If you're doing your job, the feedback will come.
So in terms of this upcoming season, there's a lot of experience that you've had, but what is kind of something you've personally been working towards ahead of this?
Really just sharpening the mind. I mean, the game's really it's a big mental game. Like a lot of you think it's physical, but it's really mental, and I think the mental side of the game is where you need to stay sharp.
How does that come from? Does experience help that too?
Experience is a big part of the mental game. Like you have to mess up to really grow mentally and physically.
Thank you so much.
So I don't know if you wanted to go into detail about how important that experience is when it comes to the mental things that you have to learn. Like, what are some of the mental hurdles that you've learned from freshman to now?
I'd say it's pretty good. Freshman year, you could ask Craig, Herkett. You know, this mental aspect, when you really come into it, you get whooped. You will get whooped. We had Tyler Linderbaum, and he was a great. That whole offensive line was great for us to really be embarrassed and learn from it. And then you move on, and then you continue to grow from it. And I think the younger guys and the next guys are really carrying that.
So when you see some unfortunate freshman get pancaked, does that give you flashbacks to when you were in the shoes?
You always get flashbacks and glimpses of yourself and other people, but when you see freshmen get pancaked, it's like you see them discouraged, but you bring them up because you're like, I went through the same thing.
You got these year 1, year 2 dudes, you know what I mean? They're young, fresh legs, all that stuff, come out of high school. So, I mean, just every single day, you just want to prove to yourself that you still got it, you can do it, you can prove it. But it's fiery, it's competitive, it's Iowa football. That's really what it comes down to. And just every single day, you kind of just want to attack it, and like, there's no excuses. I mean, everyone here is a veteran guy pretty much, so it's like you kind of want to just hold the standard.
How thankful are you that there's other sixth-year seniors? Like, you're not the only one absorbing.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, Jay's year 5. Like, it's like you can't even really make a joke, dude. Like, you're like 9 months younger than me, so it's awesome. It's just like you don't even feel old really in the locker room anymore because of so many people who are year 6 and year 5.
I'm still doing the math on, but like I told you a month ago, I think you guys might have the most experienced or oldest defense to ever play college football. BYU is probably the only one.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say BYU's got to be up there, but
as far as experience,
yeah.
You got what, 3 6-year guys starting? You got like 5 5th-year guys. You know, Xavier's probably the youngest. It's a junior.
Yeah,
well. I guess John's in year 2 if he ends up starting corner.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Yeah.
I might see if you guys are older than the youngest defense in the NFL.
That would be.
I might need to look into
that. Would be a stat.
Inspire myself.
That would. Oh, don't tell me it's true. Like, that can't be true.
There's
can't.
No way.
There's no way. There's no way. Right?
How's it been like going against this offense now that they're like back at full capacity personnel wise? It's like you're actually getting a true look of going against that offense.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean, those guys go over there and they compete every single day. So those guys have been so invested in their craft and just like learning the scheme. And you know, like, learning the scheme is not easy at all. I can attest to that from last year. Just as much football knowledge as you know, it's just getting used to it and all that stuff. So. Obviously, there's growing pains, but during spring ball to now, the amount of growth that they've had has been unreal. So every single day is a challenge. They present a whole bunch of problems for us, and I'm excited for them this year. Honestly, I think that they just continue to improve, and they want it. They want to improve. So I'm excited for them.
Did you get a chance to talk to like Brendan Sullivan when he got here? Because he's learning the offense now. He's played somewhere else. He started somewhere else.
Yeah.
Trying to learn this offense and coming in here in June.
Yeah, I talked to him a bunch. I mean, I made sure the first thing we said to him was about the fourth down stops on the goal line.
Yeah, for sure.
I had to mention that one. But other than that, once we got past that, we got to the hellos and how you doing. But I think that was pretty cool. Just like, he's just an unbelievably good dude. like he's a really good dude. Like just talking to him, hanging out with him, spending time with him, fall camp this summer, all that stuff. Like he's a really, really good dude. And like dude's athletic, fast, and I mean, I'm just excited to just be around him. I'm really grateful that he's a part of this team.
You know, Nick, and I know that you joke about, you know, the age of this defense, but it does bring experience. And, you know, talking to all the defensive players here, especially the younger guys, you know, they talked about, you know, how great, you know, you and the older, you know, veterans have been, you know, to these guys in terms of improvement. You know, what's that dynamic like at practice on a day-to-day basis? And, you know, how do you try to, you know, master that as a leader of the team?
Yeah, I mean, you just want to pour into those younger guys every single day. I mean, I think that every single day, just giving them experience because, I mean, shoot, in sports, people are only getting better. You know what I mean? So those younger guys, you hope that they come in and they play better than you. You know what I mean? It's just all relative to the generation. But yeah, pouring into those guys and just as much as you pour into them, it kind of lights a fire in you because then you're like, shoot, I got to keep going or else they're going to take my job, right? So I think that it's been super fun just supporting these guys. And I mean, we have a lot of talent behind us and shoot, I'm really excited for the future of this program.
Why do you think so many guys have stayed? Especially, you know, open transfers, you know, guys think that they can come in and start next year, you know.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think all these guys continue to stay in the program?
Yeah, I think that it's just a huge testament just to the coaching staff and the players and the people and honestly just like Iowa as a whole. Like when you have the fan base, like everyone supports you. I mean, they love you. When you're a Hawk, you're a Hawk. And just like the support you feel as being a Hawk, it's unbelievable. And then just like your teammates inside the locker room, I mean, there's no better feeling just like coming in, just like knowing that you're happy every single day because you got your brothers around you. And then it starts up top, Coach Ferentz. I mean, I think he's a world-class guy. He's just one of those people that you want to play for. I mean, he greets you every single day. He talks to, there's no person who has as much on his plate as him, but he finds time to just literally make everyone feel special on this team. Cares about everyone, invested in everyone, works with everyone, and it's just this is unbelievable. So I really thank Coach Ferentz, and I think that the program that he's built, the person he is, and everything that Coach Ferentz stands for is just somebody you want to play for, and you're just thankful to have that mentor in your life.
You know, it's clear that this defense has a lot of confidence going into this year, and for good reason. You know, especially now in a expanded Big Ten with some really good offenses coming in. You know, for you, how does that motivate you guys in practice? Some of the things that you want to really fine-tune before we get Week 1 kicked off here.
Yeah, I mean, I think every single day you just want to keep on fine-tuning and working on everything. I don't think it's even fine-tuning, it's just working. You know what I mean? I think every single day that it's not like we've ever arrived, we've ever really done anything. I think that's what the guys think on the team. Like, we've never really done anything, so it's kind of like, okay, now we have to get better. I mean, we're nothing, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like keep improving, keep getting better, and just let everything else take care of itself.
What do you think will it take for you guys to sit back after the season's done and feel like we did something?
That we were fully invested and we gave it our all. I think that really comes down to it. As long as we can sit back and genuinely say that we attacked every practice, fully invested, watched tape, and we gave it everything we had, I think we'll be all good. And we can look back and just like footwork, hands, all that stuff, just like trying to get better just so I can just, when I get to the games and stuff like that, watching tape and all that stuff, everything can improve.
To kind of piggyback off of that, you know, it's been a great career here for you in Iowa, and coming into this year, you're getting a lot of preseason accolades, and, you know, for you, how do you really channel that and really just stay focused on the field and just make sure that it's all about football?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just don't pay attention to it, really. I'm thankful, really, I am. I think it's a super cool honor, you know what I mean? Just like anything that you get recognized for. But the one thing about those preseason stuff is it's all stuff that you did last year. It's all stuff that you did the year before. It's nothing that you've done this year. So you have to kind of just remind yourself that every single day that you haven't done anything this year. There's been plenty of people who've been on preseason lists that weren't on the end of season list. So I think that just is a friendly reminder that it's just like, got to keep grinding, got to keep working, and got to keep the motivation and focus on your team. And really, you're nothing without your teammates. So like everything that I get is a tribute to these guys. So it's my defensive line. They keep me safe. People in the back end, they protect me. So it's really just like, it's the easiest job in the world. It's the most fun job in the world.
We all want to win our battles and give it our best each and every day. So I love the competition.
And then any personal goals for yourself?
Yeah, I have quite a few personal goals, but I'll hold them to myself for now. If I achieve them, you guys will know.